Now my husband walks in. You are a fool. Why did I marry you? I regret ever marrying you. In short, I'm gonna go back and ask your people to refund me that dowry I paid for you because you're a useless person. You're a bad luck. Betrayal can be very painful. What is more painful about betrayal is that you trusted this person. This king has a daughter, and this daughter of the king just refused to get married. What I don't know is it now, because now they have daughters, their daughters are now of marrying age. No, now they are all scared for women to be treated better than they are being treated over the century.
Na meza akpata me. Isi na ikpata onye.
The relationship story behind the Gogo challenge.
Yours faithfully is here today to let you know what is being said in this music, in this song. Is a folklore story.
Gogo is just one of the hook of the song. It's not like the title of the song.
Kesile Onisi Oche, that's the title of this song on the album. Was made like more than 37 years ago. I don't know how many of us have been born by that time. It must be very few. At least the people that listen to me. I'm surprised to know that Gen Z is listening to me more. I don't know what they like about me. They think I'm one of them. I'm not a Gen Z. I'm a Gen Z auntie. A lot of people jumped onto the challenge and they're like, what is Gogo Gongo? Number one, Gogo Gongo is just a music language. It's not an Igbo. It doesn't mean anything in Igbo. It's just, you know, in music, in art, you can say anything. There is this creative permission you have in art to create your own language. It's a relationship story. You know me, I'm all for anything relationship. I have that flair. And my viewers, my followers, they just kind of, you know, tend towards it. So it's trending. Let's get to it. It's a name batonye okonyi gabisi oche enyi na aga na nsogi nazo. Yeah, so he just said, in translation, he said, if you listen well for this story he's about to tell, if you pay attention, you're gonna hear how the chairman of an event or the chairman of a ceremony was sold, like deceived, deception, you know, not like sold in the market, but also sold somehow. Yeah, because at the end of the story you understand that he was actually sold. So now what's going on in this story is it's between the elephant and the tortoise. So growing up in my place, we were made to understand that the tortoise is a very wise animal. Just like in the Bible, the wisdom is typified by a serpent. So they will always say serpent is wise. That's why he was able to deceive Eve, right? But me, I'm a typical traditional Igbo girl, so I know a lot about our culture, and I know that the difference is that in their own, they say the tortoise is the wisest of all the animals, not the serpent, right? Yeah, so, and they demonstrated it by this folklore story. I don't know if the gentleman Mike Ejaga is the originator of this story, or if it's our like heritage, you know, our folklore. We call it ordinala in Igbo land. Ordinala means something that was already here before we were all born. It's our heritage, right? We call it ordinala. The tortoise and the elephant are the key principal people in this story. And after telling you this story, I'm going to relate it to our real life reality, you know, trusting people, relating with people, betrayal. This story is just generally a story about, the plot is all about, you know, betrayal, trust, friendship, relationships. Not new. Social media did not bring betrayal. Betrayal has been part of mankind, right? So let me take it hook by hook, right? Okay, so let me tell you what he just said. So
in this verse, in this is it a verse now? Yes, the tortoise was announcing to the king. He's saying, "Oh king, oh king," he said, "I have brought you the elephant." It means there was an agreement before now. "My dear king, I have arrived with the elephant. I have brought you the prize of an elephant." Little tortoise, wait a minute, what did you just say? Sorry, the elephant was shocked what he heard, and he said, "Tortoise, did I hear you well? Did you just say, 'Dear king, oh king, I've got you and I've bought you an elephant'?" And he denied it again. The tortoise denied it again. "No, now, how can I now? Why on earth would I say that? What you heard, you don't hear me right. What you're hearing is different from what I'm saying. What I said was, 'May the ground preserve you.' That's what you're hearing, because my voice is too tiny. That's why you can't hear it with your big ear." So he's still reassuring the elephant. Are you not still going to be the chairman of the event? You're still going to be the chairman of the occasion. Yes, he said, "Dear elephant, keep going. Keep going. I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. Keep going. I'm right behind you." That's what he's saying at this chorus. The whole story just started now, and it's starting with the king's daughter. You know, the olden days, before there was colonization and all those things in Africa, we used to have king. Even up today we have kings, but those days, that's like we didn't have presidents, we didn't have governors. So to be a king is a very mighty, kind of I don't know how to quantify the importance of a king those days. They're like your god. This king has a daughter, and this daughter of the king just refused to get married. She keep having suitors upon suitors. That's where that part of the music where he said "Nke mbụ bịa ejo gogogongo, nke ịbụọ bịa ejo gogo." It means the first suitor came, you refused. The second suitor came, you refused. The third suitor came, you refused. The fourth one. And what's amazing to me in this story is that I don't know, because this was more than 37 years ago, and for him to come up with this story, I know in the Igbo culture is typical of, especially the king, of any father, to just say, "Hey, this is your husband," and that's it. You don't have a say. Women don't used to have a say in who they marry. So I'm kind of surprised how this was possible. The king to be saying, first suitor came, you refused, second, till 4 times. And the king's daughter it's called Adeze. Adeze means king's first daughter, right? For her to keep refusing, and the king is not forcing her. I think that king is a very kind of Gen Z king. He was ahead of his century. It doesn't happen. You can't say no. At a point in our culture, in our history, women were like objects. It's even recently that people started, even their fellow, also men joined in campaigning that women can be treated more fairly than they are treated now. So now I'm kind of surprised to hear that, as historic as this music was, that they allowed a girl, a daughter, to have a say. Then secondly, I'm thinking that might even be why they made her to be a king's daughter in the first place, because you can't tell the same story of an ordinary girl who is not a princess. So she had that privilege because she was a princess. She had that privilege to be able to say no to suitors simply because she was a princess. An ordinary girl wouldn't have been able. A man, those days, a man can say, "Oh, I want this woman. I saw a flower so place." They'll go and pluck it for him. And the girl don't have to have a say. In short, as long as your dad says yes, the only person that can say no if suitors are coming for you those days, I don't even up till now, some villages, some remote villages, is only your dad. If your dad don't like the people coming to marry you, you can say no. That's your saving grace. If not, Once he has said yes, maybe he's in need of money, he needed to give you a way to solve some financial problem. That's your bad luck. Oh, you must go there. He will trade you in because of money. Yeah. So that's possible only because this girl in this story was a princess. Yeah. So now she had 4 suitors and she keeps saying no to all of them. So now, after the 4th one left, the father called a solemn meeting. The king called a meeting between the princess, her mom, her brothers, everybody that related, and say the reason for this meeting is because Adaeze here have been rejecting suitors. She has rejected just recently 4 suitors at a go. So now, why I called this meeting is for you all to help me ask Adaeze why she's not choosing a suitor, a partner, a husband. So at the end of the meeting, what they arrived at was that Adaeze said she wants to be married by any man who can provide an elephant. Because these days, just give us flower. It's a lie. No, not lie. Even in America culture, that they don't do traditional marriage and all those things, those engagement ring they provide, I hear that the minimum of it should be like your 3 paychecks, 3 months paycheck. That's the real cultural value of as in the starting point of an engagement ring. Is minimum of your 3 months paycheck should be the value of that engagement ring that you give. So it has not really always been that easy that you just give us a flower and then you will marry you. Yes, so the princess said that she will marry, but the only person that will be worthy of her is that man who is able to provide an elephant as part of her bridal price, or whatever, her bride price. Yes, so all the bachelors, all the eligible bachelors that have been coming trying to win her over, part of them was the elephant. I don't know if you all read George Orwell's Animal Farm, that novel, The Animal Farm, written by George Orwell. This is our own George Orwell's Animal Farm version. So the Kesile Onisioche story, everything happened among the animal kingdom. So the elephant and so many other eligible bachelors have been trying to be the selected person that will marry the princess. Now, on this day that the princess said this thing, the king declared it, but the elephant was not around. The elephant did not hear. So the tortoise quickly took advantage of that information he had and went straight to the elephant place and told him that, guess what? Elephant said what? Oh, the king is having a party. And you know what? The king has made you the chairman of the event. You see, I'm sure already you know where this story is going. For you to see how people are. People are wicked though. Some people are wicked. We can't say people because we are also people. That's one thing I try not to do. It shows your level of immaturity when you say things like bad things and all you do is refer to others like you are perfect, you never do anything wrong. Like all the things you're saying, you are absorbed from it because you knowing them doesn't mean that you don't do them. That's one thing. We see people come, they'll be teaching people how to do this and that in their relationship. That doesn't automatically mean that they do that or they don't do that. They might be saying it because that's what will give them views. That's what is expected for you to say. Condemn all those things. So when somebody is hearing me speak about all those, they'll be saying, ah, this girl must be a very considerate person. She must be a very good person. Oh, for her to be saying all this means she already know is the right thing. Oh, then in your mind you say, if a man is watching me, you say, ah, if I marry this kind of girl, I won't have a problem because she already know all the right things. Knowing all the right things is different from doing it. It's so easy to be hypocritical, to give people advice. Oh, when your man talk to you, I was watching a video the other day that said when your husband is talking to you, just pretend, like, even if you don't have water, you just pretend there's an invisible water in your mouth. Let's say now my husband walks in, you are a fool, why did I marry you, I regret ever marrying you, in short, I'm gonna go back and ask your people to refund me that dowry I paid for you because you're a useless person, you're a bad luck, and say all those evil things to me. And I'm like, what did I do? So in the middle of what did I do? I remember, oh, they said if your husband is cursing you, abusing you, saying anything to you, just put water in your mouth. Then I'll shut up. I won't even ask, please, honey, what did I do? I'll just put this in my mouth. So I'll have that water in my mouth. With that water being in my mouth, because I have water in my mouth, I'm unable to speak because that's the rule. The rule is you must not open your mouth to speak, because if you speak, the water will gush out and you have failed the test. So the rule is whenever your husband is abusing you, telling you, lying against you, or saying anything, you should just pretend like there's water in your mouth. That's how to be a good wife. And I'm like, eh? That's how to be a dead wife. That's not how to be a good wife. That's how to go fast to the mortuary, to the morgue. But people come out just to get views. They'll just say anything unvetted. They don't need to vet it. They'll just start vomiting things without weighing it on all sides. Do you think it's only mentally sound people that listen to you? Especially if you have a big platform. If you have like thousands of people listening to you, those thousands are attached to other thousands and to other thousands. You may look down on your platform and say, oh, it's just 10,000 people. 10,000 people can cause 10 million people to do something that started on your live video. So people should be careful vetting the things they say. You're teaching a woman that when they're abusing you, all the time, always hold water so that when the man is saying whatever he say, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. No matter what he say or do, just keep quiet. Because if you open your mouth, the water will gush. And I'm like, no, what you teach people is how to communicate even when they are upset. Do you know even the man can feel you're upsetting him, you're ignoring him? And he can get not just verbally abusive, he can extend it to physical abuse, because for real, you are calling his bluff. Am I not talking to you? Am I not talking to you? Oh, whatever. Then they'll call you your degrading name. They may say, Mama Nkechi. No, before you used to be honey. But now, Mama Nkechi, if I talk to you one more time, you ignore me, I'll slap you. I'll deal with you. I'll slap out that devil in your head. I'll reset. So now, you're provoking them the more. What you're handing people, what you're teaching people is how to still be able to communicate no matter the emotion. Honey, can we address this later? Because I think our emotions are high. Please, I'm sorry. Whatever way I might have contributed to you being this aggravated, just give me time. Calm down. Then we'll talk about this when our emotions are, under control. Is it not better? It's possible. You can work towards that. Then you're telling somebody, no matter what they say, keep quiet. Put water in your mouth. Something can work for one person, but the other relationship, you go and apply exactly what they did and it will backfire. They may even kill you, because guess what? Your situation is different. Your relationship is different. What works for the other people may not work for you. Yeah, so now people will always want to exonerate themselves. When they say something, they'll sound so good, they sound so, like they have very good, they are good people. Saying something does not mean you do it. Okay, let's say even people that come online to teach us, oh, do this, do that, they don't even do it. That's why I'm not quick to teach people morals. Who am I? Who am I? When was I born? Like the things I know 10 years ago, by now I've unlearned some of them. I've unlearned some of them. The things I thought was very ideal, like 10 years ago, even as little as 2 years ago. These things are dynamic, they keep changing. If you're open to self-improvement and growth, self-growth, you won't be final when you're telling people anything as if you're an authority in it, right? These people will say all these nice things and you think they don't default in it. By the time you start relating with them, you see, like, let's not be saying people are hypocritical, because we are the people. But I can say some people are so hypocritical. They come online, say all the nice things, sound so good. You see them and say, oh, for this person to say this means, oh, you won't even have any problem. You can go and do business with them. They will cheat you. That same person teaching about integrity, oh, never you take somebody's money without paying them back. Because some people, now example, they'll say some people will borrow you money, they'll borrow money from you, and they will tell you within the next 3 months I'll pay back with interest, with $2,000 more, and then they'll stop answering your call. They'll stop answering your call. They stop avoiding the places you used to meet them. Maybe there's a bar or restaurant or a club or a church that you all was going. They will change church. They'll stop going to those restaurants because now you saw them speaking about integrity all the time on their video, posting things about integrity. Now you counted on them and say, no, this man, this woman that is always talking about integrity means they must be very responsible with money. And then you go and do business with them. Lay your guards down. Or they'll come and borrow money from you. You won't even bother to write anything because is it not this treasure Daniel that is always online saying nice things? No, now she can't do this. You know, you lay your guards down when you're dealing with such people. Meanwhile, they have the same weakness that they are talking against. They'll tell you, oh, don't be rude to your wife. Don't hide your money from your wife. Don't have a side chick in your marriage. But they do all that. In short, they are not just rude to their wife. They are emotionally abusing her. They are physically abusing her. Financially abusing her. I'm sure if you watch how he treats his wife, if you can listen to the wife, oh, you will cry. So I've learned not to be saying people are this, people are that. We are the people. The moment, in short, a dangerous person is that one that keeps seeing themselves like they're absolved of all wrongs. They keep speaking with that confidence, with that arrogance. It's not confidence anymore, it's arrogance. They keep speaking with so much arrogance like they are absolved of all wrongs. Because if you do anything with them, those people, they'll come with that atmosphere. They'll come with that air that you are the wrong and they are the right. You are the slave and they are the master. You will so suffer. Worse is that people around will not believe what they did to you. You know, people around will not believe. They'll be like, is it not this treasure? Is it not this treasure that I join her live video every day on TikTok? And now, no, you must be the wrong person. Treasure cannot hurt a fly. The treasure that I join her live, she says all the right things. No. You must be the wrong person in that business. People will not believe that it's me, treasure, that they are talking about. So, I've learned to take what they are saying. Please, just if you're watching me, just take what I'm saying. See how you can use it to apply and improve your own life, and to, just to get better for your own self, for your own benefit. But to come and be making me your role model, don't make anybody your role model. until you hear what their wife or their husband had to say. Me, this little one that I do now, somebody will come and be telling me, oh, you're teaching people A on your live video, but you, any little thing me and you do, like they're using it to blackmail me, or they're using my live video. Say, I'll be sleeping, wake me up, honey, come and go to the moon and go and get me ice cream. And I'm like, oh honey, how do you expect me to go to the moon by this time of the night and get you ice cream? Who has ever been to the moon? I don't know how to get. Okay, now I'm acting now, so I'm acting, so please understand the flow, okay? Yeah, and then the person will be like, so you can't go to the moon and get me ice cream, but you'll be on live teaching people how to be a good wife. But you'll be on live deceiving people, making them think you're a good wife. How can you not go to the moon and get me an ice cream? I'm your darling husband. So why you're a hypocrite? You're always on live teaching women that they have to be a good, obedient, and submissive wife. But simple, ordinary for you to go to the moon and get me ice cream. You're saying, honey this, honey that. Let me get you on live. Like, this life no balance. This life no. So I'm telling you that even me, I can be defaulted. Even me. Yeah, it's a level of maturity for you to know that whatever you're telling people also applies to you. So you won't be very judgmental and arrogant about whatever you think you know, right? Yeah, I don't know why I digress to this. I don't know, but maybe somebody, because I'm going to post this video and more people are going to watch it beyond the people that join our live. Back to the story, the tortoise told the elephant that the king is hosting a party, a ceremony in his house today. He didn't even mention what the ceremony was about. He didn't even say, oh, the princess has finally said he's gonna choose a spouse, but that the spouse has to be somebody capable of bringing an elephant as part of her dowry. He didn't even mention it. You see, some people can premeditate evil. You'll be dealing with them thinking that you are with them. You won't know that you're the one. Like, there's how my mom used to say it, that the person, both of you are chasing ghosts together, and the person will turn back and start chasing you and say you're the ghost. You won't know until they cut your head off. Yeah, so that was what the tortoise did to the elephant. He went to invite him and say, oh, the king has said you're going to be the chairman of the event. And then he started plotting how to deliver the elephant to the king as the prize. Because the princess have said, anybody that will bring part of my prize, my bride prize, as the elephant to be part of my bride prize, will be my husband, right? So because of that, he started he told the elephant, don't worry, I'll come and get you because I'm very close to the king now. I have my way, and if I go with you, will they let you in? I don't know if it was part of, but that's how we heard the story growing up, right? Yeah. So now the elephant said, okay, I'll wait for you. Which day is the event? They agreed for the day of the event. Okay, that day of the event, the elephant got up early, got ready, prepared early in the morning because he's anxious to go to the king's house for an event that he had been made the chairman. You know, to him, this will be like an opportunity for him to finally, have close, chance with the king's daughter, the princess, right? Yes. So he's very anxious. He's very, he looked up to that day so much that early in the morning he already showered, dressed up, and he was waiting for the tortoise. He waited for the tortoise. He kept waiting. Tortoise, where are you? He'll raise his tusk and do boo, and keep calling, waiting, only for the tortoise. He knows that the event has already started though. Then he just started coming in the evening. He waited for a while, for a reason.
He's a plotter. He has calculated everything. He know what he's doing. You know, there are some people, you'll be doing something with them. You think you and them are together. You won't know they are not with you. Betrayal can be very painful. What is more painful about betrayal is that you trusted this person. You never thought, in short, it's that fool, because you'll be made a fool. That's what pains you more. How can I be so foolish? How can I fall to this? It's more painful than even what they did to you. What hurts more in betrayal is that trust you put in that person. You now start asking yourself, am I a fool? Am I a spoon? Am I a plate? Am I a yam? So there's no brain in my head. How can I trust like this? So blindly, so trusting. Like me, I used to be like a child. So trusting. So like, if you give me anything, I don't count. It's typical of me. Like, somebody just gave me this now, right? Somebody just gave me this now. It's supposed to be a payment. I wish I can go and ask her now before you all. I didn't count. Let me count. Let me know. But guess what? Do you know I'm never wrong? I don't count. When people give me anything, I don't used to count. When people tell me anything, I say, oh, because why would they lie? Why? I'm not expecting that lie, right? Yeah, so this one is complete, but that's to show you that's how life should be, right? When somebody says something is 3, it's 3. Once you tell me, give me this is 3, I'll say, oh, it's 3, I'll put in I don't count. Why should I count? It's time wasted, and it doesn't even come to my mind to count, right? So, but people like us are so easy to deceive, so gullible. In short, I started reading the Bible. I saw that that's being naive. Naivety is almost a sin. It's a kind of foolishness. Being naive and gullible is not nice. I had to talk myself out of it. That's not being smart. That's being unsmart, if there's anything like that. But somehow, there are some people you'll be doing things with, like your friends, your family. If they tell you something, no need to go and start, checking if that thing they told you is the way it is. That was what happened to the king, this tortoise and the elephant. So the elephant was so trusting to the tortoise, like he has no reason of lying to him, deceiving him, and much more. Ordinary tortoise, what can he do to me? You know how you underestimate people, and they pull you by storm. They'll pull you by storm. That was what happened to this elephant in this story. So the tortoise, on the day of the event, he just started strolling in the evening. He just strolled in. He had a purpose for coming late. You will find out as I progress. So now the elephant was like, oh no, tortoise, why did you do this to me? I've been up, I've been awake since morning. I've been awake, I've been anxious. I took my shower even before daylight. I already got ready, standing here waiting for you all day. You're just strolling in this evening. And the tortoise say, oh, sorry now. Don't worry, the event has not started. Let's just be going. So now they started going. There was a reason why he came late. So now the tortoise was just walking behind the elephant, and the elephant was ahead. And the elephant was like, tortoise, you're not moving fast, oh. You came late in the first place, so, and the event has started, and you're just strolling like this behind me. And then the tortoise said to the elephant, don't blame me now. My leg is not as big, as long as yours. It's just this my tiny little legs. Do you want me to die? This is my maximum. In short, do you know this thing I'm carrying on my back? Do you know how heavy it is? It's so heavy now that even before I take one footstep, you don't have any weight at your back. Consider me now. So the elephant was like, oh my God. they keep going, keep going. Elephant was like, this man will make me miss my opportunity of seeing the king's daughter. And then the elephant now say, okay, would you want me to back you? I can't remember if it's the elephant that suggested or if it's the tortoise that suggested that, okay, Kukuma, back me now. See, I think it was the tortoise, or maybe it's the elephant. You know, we good heart people, we always offer. You always offer anything to better the situation and to better everybody. You always want to be the first to offer and say, okay, let's do this. Can we do this? I don't mind. I can sacrifice this. Like, that was what the elephant did. Say, okay, hop in my bag. Let's be going because it's almost getting late. I don't want us to arrive there, and that's by the time the event is finished. I want to meet the princess. The tortoise laughed. The tortoise laughed and said, okay, back, put me in your bag. And the elephant said, okay, you can get my bag so that I'll walk in my own pace and we get there on time. So the tortoise was now trying to hop at the back of the elephant. Please, can you imagine the picture in your head? Imagine where a little tortoise is trying to climb at the back of a big, huge elephant. Yes, so you can imagine the struggle, and the tortoise know that he already know how everything play out. Elephant, you have seen my struggle, that I'm unable to hop on your back because where can I start now? How can I climb at your back? See me, see you. See me, see you. He now suggested to the elephant, what about I use this rope? Because in Igbo land, if you want to gift anybody a big animal like a cow, even especially cow, as soon as it's bigger than a goat, if it's a horse, a cow, you must come with a cable long rope made out of shafts, right? When you arrive the event, you can remove the rope and go and show it as an evidence that you arrived with an animal that can be dragged in a rope. Yes, so that kind of rope was what the tortoise offered and said, okay, and said to the elephant, okay, since I'm unable to hop on your back, what about can we use this rope on your neck? Let's tie it around your neck so that I can now use it to come up. When the elephant puts the rope round its neck, he will throw it down and the tortoise will use it to climb and then go to the back of the elephant and sit down there. Then they will move in the pace of the elephant, not like the elephant is moving fast and he's still waiting for the tortoise, right? That was how the elephant agreed. Why would his friend have any ulterior motive other than making their journey fast so that he can go and meet the king's ceremony and also meet the princess? So the elephant tied that rope around his neck and the tortoise climbed up and sat at his back and held the rope. Hey, it was like, you know, when you're riding a horse and you're holding a ruder, that thing that they tie on the horse mouth or wherever that controls the horse, you know, that rope, you can pull it can, that was the position of the tortoise at that time. He was holding the rope as the ruder, and then elephant was almost running because the event is almost ending. So as soon as they approached to the gates of this king, that was where the beginning of that story started. The chorus, where the tortoise raised up his voice in a loud voice and said, Nnameze akpatamenyi. Hey, Oyemo, my friend, you did this to me. The elephant was like, tortoise? What did you just say? And the tortoise shuddered and was like, he heard me. The tortoise said, oh, what did you hear? And the elephant said, did I just hear you announce to the king that you have brought a prize of an elephant? No! How on earth? How could I? No, I didn't say that. You didn't hear me well. And they continued going again, getting closer to the main gate, the entrance, second gate.
The tortoise announced again. That's where that chorus keep reoccurring. He's announcing to the king, "Oh king, oh king." And you know, every other person in this community were also contesting for the princess's hand in marriage. They were all looking for how to get an elephant. They were all like big hunters are already traveled into the jungle, into the wild, trying to, capture a big elephant to come and win over the king's princess, the king's daughter. So they were all still busy trying to. So even the people that came for the event, none of them was able to. They didn't succeed. Where will you see an elephant? Only for this wise tortoise to think up his smart, evil scheming device of betraying his friend. You know, some people, they can get anything, they don't care how. They don't care. As long as it's not their own heads that will go, that need to go to get that thing, they will get it. They can put every other person's head down. They can run other people into a bus, under a bus, but let them get that thing. That was the tortoise. That's some kind of neighbor, some kind of friends, some kind of relatives some people have. So he fell victim to the trust of his friend. His friend betrayed him. That was how, before the elephant would know what was going on, the tortoise threw the rope to the king and saying, "I'm handing you over this rope, tying my prize. The bride price of your daughter, the princess, is right here. Elephant." The chairman of the event was sold. Of course, the king has to keep his word because he already announced that anybody who is able, any first person who is able to bring an elephant as part of the dowry to my daughter, the princess, would have her hand in marriage. He has to keep his part. That's the integrity of a king, when his word is bound. That was how the tortoise married the king's daughter. The chairman of the event became the meat that everybody ate. So the elephant did not live to learn from his mistakes, but at least we are alive and we are learning from that. And I hope a word is enough for a wise. To him who have ear, this wisdom has been given. And I always say, Selah. And my name is Treasure Daniels, and this is the Chat with the Treasure, to learn, relearn, and unlearn things that do not serve us anymore in this time of our civilization. So I'm checking out right now. Thank you all who joined. Thank you all who liked. Thank you all who shared. Thank you, and I will see you. I hope you learned from today's story. Bye.